Oh yeah, we live. And what is up, grown up peoples? How y'all doing? How y'all feeling out there? Welcome back to the Grown Up Podcast. Y'all already know it's your host that does the most, and it's your favorite grown up on the ones and twos. I appreciate you guys for coming back and joining me here on the Grown Up Podcast. If you're a brand new subscriber or listener, if you're a brand new listener, thank you so much for listening, and I hope you hit that subscribe button. If you are already a listener and subscriber, you already know what I do. I start out the episode by thanking my listeners, subscribers. You guys have been down with me. You've been supportive. You've been following me. You've been amazing. You've been sharing all of that. So every single episode, the start of the episode, I want to pour my heart out to you guys and just appreciate you guys and to let you guys know I love you so much. And you know, this show would be nothing without you guys. So I appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all run up these numbers. Y'all make sure after you give me a rating on, if you're listening from Apple Podcasts and all that. You know, we're trying to get grown up big here in 2022. You know, 22. Everybody keeps saying, you know, that's the magic numbers and all that stuff. So but yeah, anyways, like I said, start out the episode with that. And now let's get into it. I know I've been kind of like inconsistent with the podcast and up and down, and honestly, you guys, shit has really been fucking happening to me. Like it's crazy. But you know, I really feel like everything that's been happening to me has been something that it's like a reset. Like, I know I've touched on doing a reset in your life before in previous episodes, but I feel like this one was like a forced reset on me. Like, it was like something of a higher power, aka my God, was like, nah, you know, I know you tried your, you know, in your flesh reset and, you know, mentally and things like that. You can do that. But as far as just actually pertaining to your entire life and the actual path that you should be walking down, if you are walking down the wrong path, I believe that there is a higher power, or there is something greater than us that will reset our lives and deter us and close doors and open other ones so that we can know the right path that we should be traveling down, you know. And before I get into the episode today, I just kind of want to, you know, you guys know I explain my life, myself, and I put myself out there because we're all going through shit, and if we're closing our mouths about it and we're not talking about it, it makes it so much harder to deal with it by ourselves, you know. And that's a constant battle that I deal with all the time because I'm such a loner, you know. It's funny because on one half, I'm super friendly and I love talking to people and I love having company and things like that. But on the flip side, you know, if I don't feel as though that company is good to keep, I'm cool with being a loner. You know, I'll be a loner all day long. But anyways, so yeah, shit's just been happening, and I'm gonna obviously tell you guys because what the fuck. So got fired from my job a couple days ago, my full-time job. So you know, I made a statement in the beginning of this year where I'm like, I want to go entirely full-time, and getting fired from my job was actually a blessing, you know, because at the time that I made this statement that I want to go fully independent, I was juggling quite a few things, and I knew that one of these things was going to have to put out in order for me to actually focus on being independent or going down the audio path that I really want to go down. So the things that I was juggling was obviously my full-time job, which you all know that I was working 50 to 60 hours a week doing that. That was insane. But, you know, you have to do what you have to do to maintain the life that you were already living. And so I got a new job working 50, 60 hours, and I'm like, yeah, this is it. But it really wasn't, because it was taking time from podcasting. As you guys know, that I was being inconsistent with the podcast. I kind of wasn't feeling it a lot of times. I was exhausted from working, mentally exhausted. I wasn't really, you know, interacting with people and going out and things like that. So I wasn't really getting ideas for the podcast and things. And I just feel like working full time was really a majority of it. Working full time was isolating me and myself, you know, and I just feel like that's what jobs do. Like, you get into the job, you get into the routine, and you begin to isolate yourself, and you begin to put your entire time and life into work. And that's how the job gets you. That's how the jobs are. You know, they're like, no, I need you to do this. I need you to stay longer and do this. I need you to do this, or I need you to do that. Or it's you're working 12 hours or you're working 10 hours, or, you know, and you have to because you're trying to live a life. But like I said, so I had that, but I'm like, I'm not really living my life. You know, I'm failing and or putting down things that make me who I am, and changing into someone who I don't want to be, and going down a path that I don't want to go down, and which is insane because I've been so adamant and working so hard on this audio path just for me to throw it away, just to get into the workforce and succumb to that, you know? You know, I'm juggling my job, I'm juggling podcasting, juggling trying to get into like podcast circles, go to podcast conferences, and all these things, and then also trying to live my life. And, you know, and I think I've kind of touched on this, explained this a little bit, but I haven't really went too much in depth until now. But yeah, so I'm juggling all these things, and I'm trying to figure out, okay, what should I do? You know, I really want to do this independent thing. I really want to go down the audio path. And I'm taking small steps as far as like, shout out to Pod People. I joined the Pod People community. Shout out to them. You guys are fucking dope, like dope as hell. I'm super appreciative of them. So I got in with them, got put on with them, and reaping benefits from that. I actually got in with them because I attended a podcast conference last year, towards the end of the year. And so, you know, I was making these small steps to try and dig deeper into my audio / podcast realm. But I also knew that the more that I dig deeper into doing my podcasting / audio thing full time, the more that working my full-time job was exhausting as hell, because now I'm putting out 110% on two sides, and one side has to cave, you know, at least mentally, if not physically as well. And so, you know, it's something of a higher power, my God, was working, you know, in and out, and I didn't know. And so, you know, as you guys know, I had my surgery and everything come back, and the Lord was just like, you know what? I'm about to close this door for you, so you made the statement. You said you want to go full independent. You made the statement, and I'm about to close this door for you so you can finally, you know, open the other one that you've really been wanting to, and go down that path. But when you do that, make sure you put all your efforts into it. Determination, work ethic, everything that you've been putting this entire time working a full-time job and trying to podcast and trying to do this on the side and make it the full-time. Now you have the opportunity to put your everything into making this the full-time. And, you know, I just feel the time is right, and this is it. So, you know, although a lot of people may hear, oh my gosh, you got fired from your job, that's horrible, I look at it as, you got fired on your day off. If you know that movie, y'all know, because I actually literally did get fired on my day off. That shit was crazy. But so anyways, yeah, so I mean, you would think like I would be like feeling shitty and like panicked and stressed, and of course I am all of those things, but I also know that I have my podcasting, my audio that I've been putting my work and my time into for a few years now, ever since I graduated college, and, you know, started with the podcasting thing, and then decided the audio industry was, you know, my real calling to be in. And so, you know, now's the time to really just buckle down. I'm really trying to dig deep and just fall into this, you know. Podcast episodes are now going to officially be consistent every Sunday. I will be dropping an episode every single Sunday. So you guys prepare your notifications, prepare your phones. We're gonna be talking about the real shit, that real grown-up shit, real conversations, real life things, because we're all really experiencing a lot of similar shit. You know, the few people that I do talk to from time and time again, or people that I do run into, whenever we have conversations, nothing is really like different. You know, a lot of the feelings and mental and all these things, it's the same. We're all experiencing a lot of the same things right now. So, you know, get ready. We're gonna talk about a lot of that shit, because holding it inside and just keeping it to ourselves and, you know, just buckling down and saying, well, you know, this is life. You know, we can change it. We can make it better. We just have to talk to each other and see how we can. So, excuse me. So, here I am. I'm back. I'm better. I'm trying to get into being not trying. I will be consistent with this podcast, dropping episodes. I will start being consistent on social media as well. I want to start going live. I want to see you guys. I want to get to know you guys. I want you guys to, you know, have conversations with me and things like that, and meetups, you know, Q&As, all these stuff. I really want to start incorporating all these different elements into the podcast, because before I felt like I was so constricted, I wasn't able to plan as much time to be able to do that. But now I have so much time to be able to really put my mind and my creativity and everything that I've been saying that I wanted to put into the podcast, finally put it into the podcast. So you guys get ready. You know, Grown Up is revamping. Derek is revamping. I'm out here. As you guys can tell, my voice is changing. So, you know, things are I'm just happy. You know, I'm happy that these changes are happening. And yeah, so I hope you guys are sticking around with me for the ride, and y'all still subscribed and still got that notification turned on, because we definitely are going for a ride. So with all that being said, I hope you guys did tune in to the last 2 episodes that I dropped. I was having podcaster block episode. Please, if you haven't checked that out, go and stream that. And then if you have not checked out the new Naturally on the Wave interview for the spotlight artist for this month, please go and check that out. Go stream that. His name is BCN. He's super dope. He's got a brand new album out. He's got a brand new single out. He's got a lot of ideas and a lot of things he's flowing. We're kind of on the same tip, and I appreciate him. He allowed me to do his first interview for him, and you know, I'm grateful for it. And you know, you guys, please go check that out. Hopefully I have the video for you guys soon. It might come a little late, but I will have the video for you guys soon, so you guys can go and check that out on my YouTube page and things like that. And yeah, I hope you guys still sticking around. So anyways, if you is, let's get into the episode today. Now today I want to talk about something that may be a little touchy, maybe just a little bit, but I feel like this is a conversation that we really need to talk about. And that's the word provider, quote unquote provider. Now I really want to ask the question, and you guys email me, DM me, whichever way you want to get in contact with me. Let me know, what does the word provider mean to you? Because I feel like the word provider has a huge negative connotation to it, because of how people perceive the word provider to be, you know, and because I feel as though provider is like another category to add to somebody, you know, because it's like when people look at a relationship, they're like, well, you know, who's the provider and who stays at home? And it's like, well, provider is like a category you're putting on somebody. Someone who stays at home is just like, oh, okay, whatever, you know. And that's a lot to put. That's a loaded word and category to put on somebody, and think that's not going to take a toll on them, you know. And I just really feel like provider has a bad rep, you know. And as I said, it adds a category for people, particularly men, to consume this type of mindset that, you know, I gotta get it. And it's like, and it's not just I gotta get it, but I gotta get it for all of us, you know? And I want to make provider a more positive, put it in a more positive light, but also make it so people know that no matter who you are, you can always be a provider in a positive way. You know, because for me, the word provider has negatively impacted me and has negatively impacted my mind and my thoughts as far as anything that has to do with money, any purchases that has to be made, any savings that needs to be done, any work that needs to get. Provider, when I think about it in my mind, it sucks. You know, it really does. And this negative stigma that's surrounded by the word provider, I feel like it's like a need to sacrifice having a life just to provide. I feel like that's the negative stigma around it. You know, like you need to sacrifice your entire life. You need to sacrifice everything just to provide for everybody else. And in the midst of that, whoever is the provider, they get lost. You know, it doesn't matter whether it's the man or the woman who is the sole provider, they get lost, you know, because they're worried so much about providing for everybody else and making sure everyone else is good. And they get left behind because everyone else is good, you know, so no one else is really going to look behind and look at the person who's providing that and be like, hey, are you all right back there? Like you've been doing this for a minute now. Are you good? Like, you know, no one's going to ask the provider that because they're providing. And as long as that person's providing, you know, there's no questions to ask. But the moment that person stops providing, then it's even more of a negative on top of having to be the provider, because now not only are you not providing anymore, but you're also mentally screwed in the head because you're like, I'm not providing anymore. And so I really think it's such a loaded word, and we don't understand it when we say the word in certain contexts to certain people. And you know, I feel like it's not something that we really think too deep about, you know. And some people might say, oh, well, you're thinking too hard about it, no, I feel like I'm touching on something here, you know. And especially because it's something that I experienced myself, you know, having the provider mentality is, for me, it's a good and bad thing. You know, it's good because I always want to hustle. I always am thinking about the next money move. I'm always thinking about if this move that we make is going to make money. If not, then I don't know if we should make this move. Like, you know, it's constant battle of, if it's not money, it may not be what it should be for, type of thing. And, you know, that's a good thing because I know that money will always come in. I know that money will always be provided. It's a bad thing because when I get in these mindsets of, you know, gotta hustle, gotta get it, you know, it also negatively affects and impacts the relationships I have, because I'm so constantly stuck in, I have to solely provide everything, that my mentality is like, it's off. You know, I'm not allowing my partner to step in and say, hey, I can help with this, or hey, I can help with that, because my mentality is, I'm the provider. I have to do this. And if I'm not doing it, then I need to figure it out. There's something wrong with me. I need to buckle down. I'm making the wrong moves. I'm making the wrong steps. I got to make this move. I got to make a move here. Maybe I got to make this illegal move. That's how some people may think, being the provider, because being the provider has such a heavy, bad rep with it. And when you take on that category of being the provider, it sends you into this whole other mindset that it's not good. It's just not good mentally. And for me, it's hard to break. It's hard to break out of the provider mentality, and at least the sole provider mentality. It's I'm not sure how the process should go when trying to have a team provider. I'm not sure how that would go, and I'm not sure if it's because my partner would need to step up or whatever the case may be. But I just know that breaking out of the sole provider mentality is super difficult when you're getting into a relationship, at least for me. And for me, it's something that I'm like, I don't know if I like, it's like, okay, yeah, I'll let you have this one, but behind it, I got some of this money left over. So in case like you come to me and say, I didn't have it. Oh, boom, I got it. I'm the provider. Boom. And I don't want to think like that. I don't want to be that way. I want to get out of this mentality because negative provider mentality sucks. Positive provider mentality, something that I have to work on, whatever that may be. And I say this because lots of men bash women because of the preconceived notions of the word provider. A lot of men say, oh, women, all they want is money, all they want is for you to pay for all these things and all that da. And quite honestly, it's not true. Any person, whether man or woman, however you may perceive yourself, any person, just a regular person, two people get together, it does not matter as long as you have the conversation of finances, how the providing will go. If you're not having conversations about finances and how the providing goes and how, if you're not constantly having financial conversations, that push and pull of provider and whoever is not providing as much is going to become a huge thing in relationships, and in a man's mind, that starts to become something of like, okay, if I'm always got to put this in, then yeah, all women want just is someone to pay for this, or all we want is just pay for that, or all we want is just a provider. And it's like, if that's what you've experienced, I mean, you can only speak from experience. However, if you start to experience something different, talk on that experience. Don't only keep speaking on the negative experiences or experiences that were negatively impacting on you mentally. You can't make that the sole thing in your mind that you say is a, entire statement for people, for another person, So that's what I'm saying. We really need to get we need to change the negative stigma that is surrounded by provider. And I don't know if other people feel this way, but I just feel like this is a conversation that, maybe could get you thinking a little bit, and for me, I feel like I always have to have everything on my back and that I can't fail. And I feel like that's what the word provider in my head does to me. It always makes me feel like I gotta have everything on my back. I can't fail. I have to be perfect. Any relationship that I get in, I'm already ready to be the provider. I'm already ready and stepped in to be the provider, to be like, yeah, I got this. I'm gonna pay for everything. I'm gonna work my ass off. And that's the provider mentality I have. I don't want to have that mentality. I want to be able to say, no, my better half will be able to 50-50 this, or if the percentage was a little bit more for somebody else, we're still providing, it doesn't matter whether it's 50-50 or what, we're still providing equal amounts to each other to, balance out whatever the finances are. But because I always have this negativeness of everything always has to be on my back, I can't fail, I have to be perfect, it really brings me down a lot, because like I said, I feel like I have to be perfect. I feel like I need to always be on my A game, always, I can't fail. I just can't. And if I do, I need to hurry up and get the fuck back up and get back on my provider horse, because something else or someone else is coming along that's going to need something, and I'm going to need to provide, but now that I'm just like kind of in a reset mode, provider is starting to change the meaning to me and stuff like that. And I'm trying to figure out ways to make it more positive in my mindset. But like I said, that it becomes a mentality that ends up just ruining relationships. The provider also equals control, because those who have the money control or have the control or the power, so it's like this whole struggle and things like that, like it just eventually leads to those who feel like they are the provider, which is mostly men, to present toxic controlling behavior. So if we have provide this word provider that has so much loaded into it of feeling perfect, of feeling like we have this, or you have it on your back, feeling like you can't fail, and feeling like you make all the money and you're providing, and so you have all this control and power. How come we're not looking into how we are presenting the word provider, or at least how we are presenting providing in life to people, because as I said, provider doesn't have to be a sole thing. You don't have to solely pay for everything, solely provide for everything. Your partner can be able, if you have a partner, your partner could be able to 50-50 that. I don't know how to break out of this mentality. I don't know how to change the negative stigma that provider has around it. But if you guys know, or if you guys have any suggestions, or if you agree or disagree with what I'm saying, or please let me know your thoughts. You can email me at grownuppodcast95@gmail.com. You can also DM me. You can tweet at me. Let me know how you guys feel about the word provider. If you guys feel like it has a negative stigma, if you guys feel like there's nothing wrong with it, provider is provider. However someone sees it and takes it is how they see it and take it. And it's not really a conversation that we should have. Just let me know. I really want to interact with you guys. I want to see where my peoples are coming from, where y'all listening from. I want to see how old I'm listening. I want to know. You guys reach out to me, get at me, let me know what you guys think about the word provider. You think we should, take the word out completely and just find a different word or something to that effect. But I know for me, I don't know. I don't really know what would be a solution, because the word provider is something that's so prominent and has been used for a long time. But I think maybe just change the word, because now it has such a negative thing surrounded by it. And for me, for a long time now, obviously, that's the only thing that's been on my mind, is that I'm always going to have to provide, or always going to have to be the provider. And now at my age, I know it's not true. I know I don't have to be. I do have to be a provider for myself, and make sure that I'm good. But once I get in a relationship, I don't have to keep bringing that mentality in. I can relax a little and allow my partner to come in and to help and to things like that, because I don't have to be the sole provider, and I don't have to solely just provide everything and provide this everything. No, we can both work. We can both do this and put in and make the life that we want together, and I know it comes from part experience of actually just experiencing being in relationships and being like that, and then being by myself, and then being in more relationships. Like, obviously, experience plays a huge role in that. But the other part is also mentally. You know, mentally I have to sit down and think to myself, like, how can you change being the provider into something that doesn't have you acting in such a manner of control, you know? Because I also, like I said, I feel like you have, when you're the sole provider, you have all the money, you feel like you have this type of control, this type of power. And it's like, money is evil. I just had to say it. You know, money is evil, you know? And when you have more, it's like, it's all these things, you know, it's all these things that come with it. But let me know what you guys think. You know, I'm just ranting off here now, but I'm off my notes. I didn't said everything I needed to say. But yeah, you guys just let me know, email me, DM me, tweet at me. I would love to know what you guys think about the word provider. And yeah, that's all I got for you guys today. I thank you so much for tuning in. Again, look out for new episodes every Sunday. If not every Sunday, every other Sunday. But I know that I did a poll. I know you guys told me that you like Sundays. But then my life got kind of crazy and I just started posting whenever. But I want to lock it back down and do Sundays weekly. Definitely make sure you guys are checking out this Naturally on a Wave Spotlight artist segment. We're coming close to the end of this month, so I'll only throw in one more song for you guys to hear, especially because he just put out new music and stuff like that, and he's still putting out music. So I'm only gonna let you guys get a little bit of taste of you know, him and things like that, and so you guys can check him out. BCN, he's the Naturally on a Wave Spotlight artist for this month, and y'all make sure you look out for next month's Naturally on a Wave Spotlight artist. I'm not gonna tell y'all who that is. Y'all just gonna have to tune in, click on the episode, and find out. All right, y'all, I appreciate y'all so much. Y'all stay holding it down for me. You know, we going to bigger heights and everything in 2022. We still talking about that grown-up shit. I appreciate y'all so much. Let's get into BCN, the Naturally on a Wave artist for this month. Y'all make sure to check him out. Y'all make sure to follow him, and of course make sure to stream our interview that we did that just dropped last week. So yeah, let's get it.
No man, I will hold no. BCN. Yeah.
Go Charlie.
I wanna be the very best that no man ever was. No man ever was. So back then was my real test. To slay them was my call. And now I'm looking across the world. I'm searching far and wide. For a girl who might understand my love and deep inside. Understand my love language. That's all I'm saying. Don't worry about my past or them hoes that I was slaying. Nah, give me your love, baby, I need that. Soul spot for you, no tip of pleaded. Don't tell me nothing misleading. White car, purple interior freezer. I need a girl that's gonna hold me down, I'm being honest. Back to the bone with a body and like to take precautions. Trust me, we gon' beep out our bucks like Brady and Giannis. And I promise I'ma give you reinsurance often. All my exes turn to lessons. Getting money, got a bust down necklace. Run up a bag, no young nigga steppin'. Calling bands, my next might get a Lexus. Or a Benz if her name is Alexis. Don't worry about me, stop checking. I ain't worried about no wedding. But for the right girl, I understand my love language. That's all I'm saying. Don't worry about my past or them hoes that I was slaying. No, give me your love, baby, I need that. Soul spot for you, no tip of pleaded. Don't tell me nothing misleading. White car, purple interior freezer. Love language, that's all I'm saying. Don't worry about my past or them hoes that I was slaying. No, give me your love, baby, I need that. Soul spot for you, no tip of pleaded. Don't tell me nothing misleading. White car, purple interior freezer. I wanna be the very best that no man ever was. No man ever was. So back then was my real test. To slay them was my call. across the world. I'm searching far and wide. I'm searching far and